politics. The race for president has descended upon our area. In the coming week, candidates will be looking for support in New York ahead of the state's primary on April 19th. Today, Republican frontrunner Donald Trump was in Lower Manhattan, while rival John Kasich campaigned across the state. Democratic candidate Bernie Sanders, meanwhile, was in Washington Heights as he battles for New York against Hillary Clinton. And Clinton, well, she is about to speak in Brooklyn. Eyewitness News reporter Mallory Hoff is live at the Clinton rally in Sunset Park. Mallory?
Sandra, good evening. A crowd is growing out here. Hillary Clinton expected to take the stage in about 45 minutes or so. This, as New York is becoming a political battleground, clearly a prize to be won.
Today, Bernie Sanders took his campaign to Washington Heights for a rally there. His focus was on the Republicans.
Now what you're seeing is Republican governors and legislatures working overtime, trying to suppress the vote, trying to make it harder for people to participate. And they're going to war to make sure that poor people or older people or young people will find it more difficult to engage in the political process.
Donald Trump made an unannounced trip to One World Trade. John Kasich was in Rochester this morning. He has a stop in Westchester this afternoon and is scheduled to be in Rockland County tonight. His focus, reminding voters of what he believes would be the outcome of a Donald Trump or Ted Cruz Republican ticket.
Cruz and Trump are going to get killed in the fall. I mean, they cannot win. They will get beaten, and then we will lose the courthouse. We'll lose the United States Senate. And people wake up to that. And then finally, people are going to try to decide who it is that actually could be president.
Ted Cruz spent time in Colorado today addressing the state GOP convention. He made a stop at a Brooklyn bakery this week and is expected to be back in New York State next week. Also next week, Heidi Cruz is scheduled to do a meet and greet on Long Island.
Back out here live, the Clinton camp remaining positive about a New York win. The Sanders camp, though, making a very different prediction. Live in Brooklyn, Mallory Hoff, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Vote 2016, and for the first time in 40 years, presidential candidates are courting New Yorkers. A lot of it's courting as in food court. Candidates crisscrossing the boroughs today, the Bronx, Brooklyn, and Manhattan. Cruz at a matzah factory, Kasich at a town hall. There's a joke somewhere about pass the antacid, but this is indeed the serious business of running for president. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Einig with the story. He's in Midtown Manhattan for us. Josh.
Yeah, Bill, our fair city has certainly become the center of the political universe. Bernie Sanders caused somewhat of a stir at the Brooklyn Diner here on 57th Street when he stopped in for a cup of soup. Meanwhile, in the actual borough of Brooklyn, Kasich and Cruz were stumping for votes tonight.
Would you like to make holes in your matzah? I would love it.
It was a friendly crowd greeting Ted Cruz at this Hasidic bakery in Brighton Beach, where he made some matzah for Passover, though in general, he hasn't had the warmest of welcomes from New Yorkers and their now infamous values.
Ted Cruz sneered at our New York values.
Tonight, Ohio Governor John Kasich piled on, with polls showing him in second place behind Donald Trump in New York. At an event in Bay Ridge, he said he loves the Big Apple.
I love the neighborhoods. That's what I think I love the most about New York.
Both men are trying to peel voters and delegates away from Donald Trump on his home turf. Last night, Trump made a meal out of Cruz's comments, which were, after all, directed toward him.
Looking at me, talking about New York values with scorn in his face.
Welcome to the People's Republic of Brooklyn.
After meeting with black business owners tonight, Cruz told me his New York values comment wasn't directed at New Yorkers so much as the politicians who represent them.
Senator, didn't the people elect these politicians?
And there are millions of New Yorkers who are suffering under these Democrats and these Democrat policies.
Good luck, sir. As for the Democrats, it took the New York primary for the knives to come out. Bernie Sanders, believing Hillary Clinton had called him unqualified, ramped up his rhetoric.
Maybe the American people might wonder about your qualifications, Madam Secretary.
I don't know why he's saying that, but I will take Bernie Sanders over Donald Trump or Ted Cruz anytime.
For her part, Clinton went for a subway ride in the Bronx today, taking a swipe at Sanders' recent comment about still needing tokens to ride the train, though it actually took her 5 swipes to get through the turnstile. A pretty common problem for New Yorkers on the subway. As for Sanders, he got a lot of heat today for questioning Clinton's qualifications in a series of statements, but tonight in a TV interview he seemed to walk that back, saying Clinton is, in his words, 100 times better than any Republican. We're live in Midtown tonight. Josh Einiger, Channel 7.
Are now on the case now that a man shot last night in Wilmington has died. The 40-year-old man was shot multiple times in the upper torso area. This happened along the 1200 block of Elm Street. Police were alerted to the gunfire by ShotSpotter. That's an acoustic technology that detects when gunshots are going off. Investigators are now trying to figure out who shot this man and why.
My organization, New Hampshire Rebellion, is about a third conservative, about 2/3 liberal.
Okay.
So we really do.
You're okay.
A real nonpartisan group because
okay.
we're not going to fix campaign finance reform unless both sides want it.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
So we're working very hard. New Hampshire Rebellion is one of 100 groups that's involved in this.
New Hampshire Rebellion.
So we're going on April 11th. We're going to sit in on Capitol Hill.
Okay.
And they have 2,000 people already signed up to risk arrest.
Awesome.
So
I mean, not awesome, but awesome.
It's unfortunate we have to take these steps.
You know what? But it's fantastic that you guys are willing to do it. All right? I'm praying for a change, too. Rebecca.
Every little bit helps.
You know, she wiped the floor with you.
And they've all been sold for a lot of money, haven't they?
Yes, her handbags have, yes.
Yeah.
So apparently Carol Thatcher has said, no, I don't approve of it. I wonder if she just doesn't like it.
Thank you, Stephen. Well, more than 80 people have died and 350 others have been injured in a massive fire that broke out in a temple in the Indian state of Kerala. The state's Home Minister says the fire was started by fireworks, which were being stored inside the building to celebrate a festival. A man has been charged with murder after the decomposed remains of police officer Gordon Semple were found in a South London flat. The body of PC Semple was discovered at a property in Southwark on Thursday, a week after the 59-year-old was reported missing. 49-year-old Stefano Brizzi will appear at Bromley Magistrates Court tomorrow. A woman has been charged with murdering her newborn baby girl at a house in Bognor Regis. Paramedics were called to a house in Aldwick Road on Wednesday morning. The baby was confirmed dead at the scene. Her mother was rushed to hospital for treatment and arrested when she'd been discharged. A new poster campaign urging GPs to take regular breaks to keep patients safe is being launched today. The Royal College of General Practitioners says that doctors work in a safety-critical industry, meaning they should work under the same rules which prevent fatigue in pilots and train drivers.
Well, the dangers of fatigue are not being sharp enough, not picking up the cues from the patient that indicate there's something you need to explore, or just making basic errors, reading a result and not realising it's abnormal.
Presidential hopeful